Did you know that thousands of Californians have retired in luxury on the beach in San Felipe, Baja California? Did you know that the future of green technology is happening now on the beach in Baja California? That you can own a beautiful sea view home for a fraction of what it would cost in the US? Did you know that the cost of living is 1/4 the cost of what it is here? Discover Rancho Costa Verde, an amazing cutting-edge green community on the beach at prices you haven't seen in your lifetime. Not a lease, not a timeshare, full ownership home sites with 180-degree sea views starting at only $22,500, with terms and financing that make it affordable for almost anyone. To receive additional information and learn how you can visit the property, call 1-800-211-7400. 1-800-211-7400.
Hello and welcome to No Icing with Dritta. I'm so happy to be back this week. I have a special guest. Let me bring up my co-host, Rory Penland.
Hello.
Hi, Rory. How you doing?
I'm great. Wonderful.
What's new? What's shaking, bacon?
Oh gosh. Well, we've been doing double duty on Howitzer for several months now. And February next month, I'll be coming back with It's Casual again on Tuesday nights. And Wednesday, of course, we do Painting with Rory. And hopefully I'll be able to get motivated and do some good painting while you're doing trivia, and we can have fun again. So that's all around the corner.
Fun. And I love the sound effects, the painting sound effects. My life was never complete until I heard the painting sound effects, you know.
So yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. We had Zandor Vorkov, the actor that played Dracula in Dracula versus Frankenstein, on our Howitzer show on Tuesday. That was a lot of fun. He was a great guest, and it was one of our best shows. And I'm very excited because I'm hoping it'll help us to get better people on Howitzer. And we've got Linda Miller from King Kong Escapes coming back next Tuesday.
Wow.
So we're going to do King Kong Escapes because she did the green slime the first time she was on General Howitzer. So,
hi Pan. We have a
Pan
lot
is
of
watching.
viewers right now.
Hey.
Thank you everybody for watching. Yeah, we have a little trivia. We have a little trivia tonight, like a children's trivia. And we have a special guest, and I have a lot of questions for my special guest.
I know who that guest is.
You do? The birdie told you?
I know.
I'm very excited. This is her first time on my show ever. I'm thrilled. Yep. Should we bring her up? Let's bring her up.
Go ahead. Yeah, man.
Let the fun begin. Let's do it. Aunt Dee.
There's Dee.
Hi. Welcome.
Now we got two D's on the show.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Oh, just making everything in my life normal after the car accident a month ago. So
oh my goodness. I didn't know you had a car accident.
Oh,
I somehow missed that.
Oh, it was like right before Christmas. It's because I have Shake from State Farm. And everything got taken care of pretty quickly.
Okay.
So that's yeah.
Well, at least you weren't hurt.
No, not so bad. It's this stuff. Like you can imagine, like gripping the steering wheel for like dear life, and how just this digit right here on all the fingers would just be like. That's finally going away, and then everything. Yeah, it's it was like a few days before Christmas. One of those kind of things, and luckily now it's come and went.
Right, it's behind you.
And you play guitar, so you need your wrist. You need your wrist and everything. Like for guitar, you need your fingers, you need your wrist. Everything needs to be good.
Yeah, it was like just the stuff, just the bottom digit of the fingers from just knowing I was going to crash, and on the highway too.
Yeah, you reached out to protect
you.
Yeah. You put your hand out to. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I've been in accidents before.
Yeah. So I mean, other than that, I mean, at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of last year, I had started recording a third album, and it got delayed because of some personal things I had going on in my life at the time. So we're finally finishing it now.
Well, good.
So there's finally going to be a third Aunt Dee album. And this one is actually going to have a little bit of the it's going to have a little bit of the band on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
now I need to interrupt you for a second, Dee, because my fans might not know anything about you. They don't know who you are. I just want to say, you are a musician, a seasoned musician, a well-seasoned musician, and you play the blues, you play guitar, you're amazing. You have your own fan base, you're on Bandcamp, you have multiple CDs that you've produced.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that people might not know about you that I just want to make sure the audience knows all these exciting things about you.
Okay.
And tonight we have someone, a very special person in the cosmos, has sponsored one of your CDs. We're going to have a little kids trivia, children's trivia, and anyone can join. And just if you're in StreamYard, you know, if you're commenting and you're in the game, and if you're joining the trivia, just make sure that we can see your name in the StreamYard. But yeah, we have a very special prize. It's one of your CDs with your original music on it. And you've been playing music for like 25 years, right?
30.
30?
Wow.
Wow. That's amazing.
I've been playing since I was 9. So
Wow.
if my parents would have taken me seriously, I would have been playing since I was like 5 or 6. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. I tried, you know, as much as I could communicate to them that I wanted to play, and then finally, you know, yeah. So I've been playing since 1989, and I started also trying to play drums and keyboards at the same time. I mean, I still play them, and I've been playing them now. I just didn't excel at them quite like I did with
Well, yeah, we have
with the
people now
guitar.
that are just learning instruments for the first time in their 50s and 60s. You know, there's
Yeah,
never, but you're seasoned, like you're well seasoned. 30 years is a really long time to be in the music industry and to be playing any instrument, if you ask me.
yeah. I was like when I was um, I didn't necessarily think I was any good because I mean there wasn't really anyone to like tell me either way, like if I was or not. I was just like, you know, um,
Yeah,
my
and you started before the internet. You were a musician before the internet. That was one of my questions that I had for you. I wanted to know, how is it as a seasoned musician to adjust to live performing online for you? How was that
Mm-hmm.
experience?
yeah, I played for a few years before we got public internet. But the thing is, haha, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where we had Telerama, which was the first public internet ever in 1992, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I had it before a lot of people did. I mean, we had the internet since like the end of '94 or the beginning of '95, and I had a primitive web page as of then, and all of that stuff. So yeah, I taught myself out of the guitar magazines before then. There used to be a really, really good one called Guitar for Practicing Musician. And it was before Guitar World became a teeny bopper magazine. And of course, Guitar Player has been around since like I think 67 or something like that. And occasionally they get me bass player, especially I got bass. And
So you
occasionally
play
I
the
get,
bass too? Wait a minute. What? Tell
yeah,
me. I need to know all the instruments that you play. I need to know everything.
yeah, okay. Well, I'm looking around the room right now. I mean, I play Well, I mean, okay. Well, so like, I mean, instruments of the guitar family in general, just anyone I can get my hands on. So, I mean, guitar, slide guitar, 12 string, banjo, mandolin, tenor guitar, classical, um, you know, and bass, fretless guitar,
Wow.
fretless guitar actually too.
Wow.
Um, there's instruments I've tried playing that I
So,
don't
like
have
a
one
lot of
right.
string instruments I'm hearing.
Well, yeah, I mean, just anything I can do. Yeah, or any, excuse me, any string instrument I can get my hands on is
Mhm.
normally not too hard to do. It's just keyboards. I'm kind of limited because of the injuries that I've had to my arms in the past in grade school. So, I mean, in terms of keyboards, I pretty much say I'm like I play organ and synth. I don't really play piano. It's the weighted keys. I can't push them down hard enough. And
Totally. Yeah.
or if I do, I make this really. I mean, in sheet music, it would either be P or PP. I mean, it'd be really light. And if I do any of this, I'm just done after a minute or two.
Wait, David said, I'm not impressed until I see the jaw harp. What is the jaw harp? Now I have
Jew's
to know.
harp. Jew's harp.
Is it,
It, it
is it,
gets called both. I mean, because of
Yeah.
like a typo. I mean, it does get called both. That's you've seen it. It's the thing where it attaches to like your teeth, and you pull
oh,
in and out to make
And you
different
twang
notes.
it.
Like an extremely small version of a washboard bass, where they're like making the string taut and less taut in order to have different notes,
oh,
as
okay.
opposed to having a fretboard or anything like that. Yeah. The only instrument that I've ever tried to play that I officially gave up on was sitar.
The sitar?
Interesting.
I, I had a
Wow.
sit. I had a sitar for a couple of years at one point, and it was mostly sitting up there in the front room, not getting used. And I finally just decided I was going to try and do this thing. And it was before live streaming, so I didn't have uh, anybody to ask about it. Otherwise, back when, of course, I would have asked Aunt Dee about it. But that wasn't around yet. I didn't know the guy yet. Um, so I I made an attempt, and I didn't know a bunch of things at the time about the tuners because they're wooden. They're not geared or anything like that,
Mhm.
like on a guitar. And
This
it
is
just
an
wouldn't.
educational experience, Rory. I feel like I'm getting an education because I'm learning right now.
And it just the other thing was it, that was just too many damn strings. It was so
Yeah, that's
many
how many
strings.
strings is on the sitar?
I
I've
We
don't
seen
know.
people play them. I have some friends that know how to
and I
play,
can't
and
remember either. We had one in our home. I don't
it's
know how we
insane.
got it or why, but it was in our home as a decoration. Again, never played it. We just kept it in the corner. Um,
That's probably what happened to mine. Um,
we might have gotten
and
yours.
I was just about to say that. It's got there's like just like a couple like playable strings and like the drone string that you sort of slap like ding 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 while you're. But then there's strings tuned to every individual note in the scale that run underneath. That's what the sitar player is hitting at the beginning and end of a piece where it goes. They're hitting the scale that they're tuned to. They're marking like, well, it's called a raga actually, but it's a scale, sort of. It's more complex than a scale, but the primitive is just scale. Anon is probably looking down at me right now, going, "Stop calling it a scale. I don't know what else to call it. I don't fucking know what else to call it. I'm sorry." Because well, in a raga,
Excuse my
in a
coughing.
raga,
I'm just getting over a cold.
no,
Something.
It gives us a reference point.
yeah, and
I have a question too. I'm dying to know, how did you get started in music? Like, you've been playing 30 plus years. I need to know what inspired you to get into music? Like, how did you get started?
yeah, this August, sometime in the middle of the month, a few weeks before school would start. Hello, Merry Christmas. I can see you in the chat there. My dad was when my dad took me to the department store, got me my first guitar. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was born and raised by two parents that couldn't have been any more not alike. My dad worked for the bank, and my mom, when there was a record store, she worked for the record store, or
Wow.
she'd be a bank teller and stuff like
Oh,
that.
wow. Love record
Yeah, she
stores. I
worked
could hang
So
out
you
with
think the
for
record
hipsters all
stores might
day.
have
HM.
influenced you?
That was that was a little bit later on. I mean, she was always destined to be working at one, but um, when I was growing up and there was a local National Record Mart, she probably could have worked at. I was too young. She had to raise me, and my dad was at work tons and tons and tons and tons back then. So I mean, she could have a job. Yeah. When we moved here to Ohio, they just built a mall, and it had an HMV USA in it, and she probably just went and talked to the guy. And blah, 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 I know the answers to all of your questions. Blah 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 blah. I know everything about every band you could ever imagine, and such. And she probably did that to him, and that's how he got the job. Which is essentially what I do to people, but I ain't getting no job. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I'm getting to get interviewed on Cosmos, but
Yay! I'm so
Yeah.
happy. I'm so happy.
I used to work with a guy like that who could. It was
and I'm
amazing
getting,
how he could
I'm
just pull stuff out. Yeah.
yeah. I started because my well, okay, so there's two things that we've not gotten to here. It's how did I start, and then how did I start live streaming? And I'll get to the very beginning.
Yeah, and we
When
also
I
have
was a
the
little
trivia.
kid, my mom,
Can you show us the
yeah,
CD?
my mom was my mom was always listening to really good music. And so, I mean, it was like Bananarama, which if you've seen the
Oh, I love
show,
that.
you've seen my two-thirds autographed picture up there. My mom did that. If you know Bananarama, that's without Siobhan, and that's why there's only two of them signed it, because she quit. Um and There was always a tape recorder around. She was always tape recording my voice and stuff like that. And um I mean, this was always like good music. I mean, she bought Purple Rain like right when it came out. I remember that was one of the first times I remember her specifically bringing an album home. It was actually Purple Rain, and but I mean, really good stuff. Duran Duran, um, uh, Culture Club before we found out that Boy George was weird. Um, um, I didn't get into my thing yet. I got into it on my own. What happened with me was the grunge thing happened in the early '90s. I thought it was good music um, to listen to. I was already working on trying to play stuff. I was more advanced than that. I didn't really want to play it. I thought it was really good to listen to. So then it's like, well, what am I going to play? Um, it was like right at the end of this sort of blues revival that there was, like 87, 88 to maybe like 92, 93. Um, and it was in the guitar magazines that way. And I just opened it up one month, and it was just like what was it? It was like a guy showing you how to play slide, but then like John Lee Hooker was still alive. So he's like actually showing you stuff. And also Albert Collins was still alive. This was a really good time for blues. A lot of these guys were like right at the ends of their career. You could actually go see them. And I was like, okay, this looks interesting. I'd already been trying
Johnny
to
Lee Hooker.
Yeah, John Lee Hooker.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. John Lee Hooker, John Lee Hooker's real, like, it's real simple. There's not much to it. There might be one or two chords and like one riff, like to a song. And the songs aren't too long. Well, in the early days, I only really listened to him solo. But
I love Johnny Lee Hooker.
but yeah,
I'm
yeah.
obsessed.
John,
That's how you got into blues?
yeah, there was that, and there was Albert Collins, which of course is electric, which is not exactly the way I obviously went. But I was already trying to learn how to play slide, and my parents, I had to talk with them years and well, I mean they divorced, but I mean I've talked to my dad and whatnot, and he's pretty much said, yes, you saw someone on TV. And I've been trying to figure out who that was. I genuinely think that I started playing slide guitar because of David Gilmour and the Pink Floyd.
Wow.
Yes, because
Wow.
here's my
Wow.
theory. Here's my theory. All right.
Wow.
So in 1989, when I started playing, Pink Floyd was a band you could actually like go see.
Yes.
And you could go see lots of Pink Floyd because Roger Waters was competing with them solo, going to all of the same cities
Back in the
in like
70s,
a
like early
slightly smaller
70s,
venue.
late 60s.
What? I mean, that's
Was that
what when Pink Floyd started. I mean, like
when
'67,
Pink
I
Floyd
think.
was going live? That must have been like late 60s,
Um.
early 70s.
Well, no. I mean, that's. I mean, well, that was. I mean, that was when they had Sid Barrett, and they were like a totally different band back then. But I mean, no. I mean, when they
Oh, no,
made
they
all
were
the.
actually doing live shows in the late 70s and the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, late
Learning to
'70s.
fly. Yeah.
Well, no, not extremely late '70s because Roger Waters quit the band and deemed no, okay, you're right. It wasn't a normal show. They were doing The Wall. I think they only
Okay.
did it two, three, or four times though. It was like
Right.
New York and Los Angeles,
Oh,
and like
Lorraine O'Leary said 1975.
75. Yeah. Animals. Yeah. Yeah. Animals.
Almost.
Animals. That's my favorite Pink Floyd album too. Is
I
Animals.
love
But
Pink Floyd.
yeah.
We got to share stories after the show. I love
What
Pink Floyd.
happened? What happened? I think is that in the late '80s, you know, since Roger left the band after they did the final cut, which is like 83 or 84, and he literally goes on, like, he was on the news, like he was like interviewed by like Tom Brokaw or somebody, like,
Oh yeah, back in
Pink
New
Floyd
York.
has
Yeah.
disbanded, and we're going to talk to Roger Waters about it. Well, Roger
Yep.
Waters only thought the band disbanded because he quit. So, like 3 years later, David Gilmour kind of ropes everybody back in that he can. Two other guys, Rick, and he also roped in their drummer, and they would actually be on MTV. There would be specials on MTV. Well, Pink Floyd got back together, and it was a special. And I remember seeing them play, not slide like this, like upright.
Can you show
guitar,
us? Can
but
you
like
show
this.
my audience and my fans how amazing you are? Like, can you just do like one of your original songs for us so they could get a taste, like just a taste?
Well, I mean,
And also Aunt Dee has CDs for sale, and I posted it. Should be if you look at the banner at the bottom, you can direct message Aunt Dee if you want to buy any of her CDs. They're available. And we also have I was gonna do a little trivia, Rory, but I'm so into this conversation now. I don't know. Should we still do the trivia?
I'm saying, let Dee say what she needs to say, man. She's enjoying talking and telling us stories and things. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you asked how I got started live streaming. I mean, just like most people, honestly, I didn't think very much of it when there was first Facebook Live. I went live a couple times. I didn't really think a whole lot of it, but then lockdown happened, and so what happened was so like lockdown, and my friend Megan Stepka, she said, okay, at the end of the month we're gonna do this thing. I've seen some people do it before. You do a festival of live streams and you put it all together. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, well, why do people do that and whatnot? I mean, I don't get it. She's like, well, I mean, people, I mean, obviously you have PayPal and stuff. People directly tip you that way. I was like, oh, I never even thought about that. All right. Well, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I did a show. It was like whatever it was, like March 29th or 30th or something. And a friend of mine tipped me $20, and I just kind of went, okay. After driving somewhere, driving back, and getting something to eat at the place, patronizing the joint as well as I can. Then that's about what I'd be left with.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, okay. So yeah, it just looks like $20. But that's like I played at the bar for $35, ate and paid to park. Drank a little.
So maybe you didn't even make $20.
Yeah, a lot of things I didn't. I mean, I used to go down to Kent, Ohio, and just make like $30 plus like whatever merchandise I sold. So yeah, you're right about that. And Meg kept this online festival going for about like a year, year and a half after lockdown had first started. Basically, we did until we felt like it wasn't relevant no more. Or until she felt it wasn't relevant no more, I should say. Um, and I would go live, or the band's solo projects would go live. At the very end of it, our band, Making the Magnetosphere, which I don't think is really doing anything anymore, but yeah, I mean, our band, we would go on at the very end at midnight and say goodbye until next month. And we just did that over and over and over again. But see, the thing is, you folks out there, I know I'm not talking to every one of you because it's impossible, but I mean, you folks, I got paid more money in your tips than the money going through a booking agent or a club owner first.
Right.
Or the fact that people were now able to see me play live that don't like going out. And I'm not in love with it myself. So it's like, okay, let's get all these people together, that don't even normally go to shows. And and I did really, really well. I raised, well, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. I'm a trans woman, and I raised the money for laser hair removal for the entire face, from tips that I made in just 2020 alone. And
Wow.
I'm doing that now. Obviously, there was a break on being able to go to places like that. And then I was just kind of like taking my time about researching which place I was going to go to and all this stuff, because people are all like, oh, yeah, my friend works at this one. I'm like, well, that doesn't tell me anything. So, finally went to a place because it's a chain. And even if this one place went out of business, I just have to drive somewhere slightly further. And I didn't pay out of pocket for that at all. The fans did that. And the fans bought
That's
me
amazing.
a couple of
That's
my
a happy
guitars.
ending. That's a happy
Yeah.
ending.
The fans
Well,
bought me a couple of my guitars, and
They love you.
paid
How many fans do you think you have? They
paid
love
for
you.
the albums to come out. I didn't.
No, just you in general as a
No, no, that's
musician.
not. No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't pay for the albums to come out either. I have no idea at this point, because honestly, people like me would have a better idea of stuff like that if it wasn't for the Facebook algorithm.
The
It's just,
yeah.
algorithms to
Yeah.
get
it's
you.
just, it's just
It
not
is
just
mind blowing,
like
though,
about.
that, you
To get
know,
you.
people who are performing on these platforms like Kimono My House and Social Distant Fest, and even Cosmos here on the mic, sometimes you get seen by hundreds of people, even more, even thousands of people. I mean, depending, what time and when you go on and things.
Yeah,
And I just saw Mickey Sharp. She was doing a coffee shop here in Orlando, and
yeah.
they switched her room into a smaller room. She ended up playing for like only 30, 35 people.
Oh,
You
did you
know,
see me? Oh, did you see me getting mad?
oh, we were all mad about it.
I wasn't happy because I'm just like, it's their first tour ever, and that's not setting a good tone.
Yeah, he just did a lousy job of promoting, so he didn't get the numbers that he wanted, for the show. And she ended up, actually, she and three other performers ended up paying for it.
Yeah,
So
that see things like that are why I'm live streaming.
Yeah,
Because to
that
be
works
perfectly
for you.
honest, I well,
Works for
I
a lot of people.
yeah, I'm really shy, and let's be honest, I'm autistic. It's really hard for me to talk to strangers, and therefore it's really difficult to get booked, and it's really difficult to not get screwed over.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been taken advantage of by a whole lot of promoters that said that they were on my side. And then I didn't find out about it until it was too late. And, when live streaming happened, I should mention the other big thing that happened was SDF. Um, SDF literally, I think, started on March 15th. And it just started because Jacob wanted to play one show for a bunch of his friends, and he wanted to make a meeting up spot for it. So it's I got my start on Socially Distant Fest. Um, I would go on there in the dark days of I was about to call it the Depression, but for us it was our Depression.
It caused a lot of depression.
It
I mean,
costs, yeah.
it's just that close to being 100 years later too that you're thinking, oh, well, it is the 20s. You know, it you know SDF brightened a lot of people's world. I would get on there, and the laptop, I would look. Well, no, I was using the phone still back then. What am I saying? I was still using the phone, and the app would start, and all the people would come up, and they'd hit like a react to let you know they were there. So you would just see these reacts fly by for a few seconds. Yeah, and you hadn't even done anything yet, and then you start playing, and uh, you know, I would just start meeting people from all over the damn place. Mickey Sharp, I met
Yeah.
in whenever they had the first LGBTQ fest. I would believe, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was August 2020, and I remember looking down there and talking to them for the first time, and that's when that one was. I can remember meeting a lot of people for the first time way back then, because it was just, they were all like really, really, really profound experiences. Meeting everyone on there, and so
I was
yeah.
wondering, Aunt Dee, um, have you ever played with anyone famous? I'm dying to know.
Um yeah, I've been on the same stage as some um yeah, I mean, famous being what the audience members see as individually being famous. I've played with Jay Mascis from Dinosaur Jr. I've been in a couple touring bands going around the country. I mean, I was in this band called Cobra Verde, right when I turned 21. I was in this band for a while, and we toured around with the likes of the Breeders, doing a comeback tour, playing to a sold
Breeders?
out. Yeah. When Title TK came out, you
Holy
never thought
cow.
yeah, they had split up. They had become the Amps and the Kelly Deal 6000, and you were just wondering if the Deal sisters were ever going to kiss and make up, and they did. And they came out with Title TK and Cobra Verde, because of the 6 degrees of separation that we have with the band through another band called Guided by Voices. Um, we opened for them, going around for a week. Um, when we played with them in Chicago, I met the producer Steve Albini. I wanted to talk to him about Steve Albini produced In Utero by Nirvana. Let me just set that tone. All right. I wanted to talk to him about being him. He wanted to talk to me. He had just seen me play guitar. And that says a lot of really nice things about Steve Albini.
Okay, I gotta hear you play. I gotta hear you
Yeah,
play.
we're
I'm
gonna
dying.
do this in a
I want to
second.
hear some slide me,
What?
baby. Give me some blues, me, baby. I need to hear some
Bridget,
blues. Like everybody, there's a lot of people that might not have ever, if I don't know if everyone's,
The band,
you have your own fan base, but you're new to Cosmos, so everyone in Cosmos needs to see you live. They need to see
Bridget
yeah,
said you opened
the
for Mike
magic.
Watt too. She wanted to throw that in there.
yeah, I opened for Mike Watt. I opened for Jay, the lead singer of Dinosaur Jr. With that band, before I was in the band, or no, right after I left, they opened for the Lemonheads for a little while.
Lemonheads. Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't get to do that. We did one
You were
show.
that close.
Um,
Yeah,
we
it
did
was that.
we did
Sorry.
one show with me where we opened for Mudhoney. So I've opened for Mudhoney, just one show.
Mud honey.
But yeah, we
Wow.
did 2 tours with Mike Watt. It sounds like I was in Vietnam. We did 2 tours with Mike Watt, and yeah, Bridget, yeah, right on the mark there. I wasn't going to forget about Watt, but yeah. Bridget knows everything from coming to my show. But yeah, so indie rock famous. Oh yeah, I've done it. I was also in a band in 2004 called Breaker. To correct David Myers, no, Cobra Verde has never gone off the continent before. Um, that was with I was in a metal band briefly, filling in, playing bass. It was I shouldn't say a metal band. It was this band called Breaker. Breaker is like the Scorpions or UFO or something like that. And I played bass for them for a while, and we played a metal festival just just south of Hamburg. Well, just south of where you can't go north anymore, right? And then
In Germany? Is Hamburg Germany?
yeah, it's all the way up. You
So
go up
you
way up
were
the top.
you
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 go way
went
up at
there
the top.
to play music, or were you there
Yeah.
and then you just happened to play music?
Well, it was like we took a vacation and played music for 2 days. I
I
wish we
love
would
that.
have played more. I wish we would have
It was
played more music.
spontaneous. It just all
Yeah,
the magic just happened.
Breaker is what people would probably call a hair metal band. And it was fun. I played bass in it for 2 years, and then they got the bass player that they were supposed to have back. I half expected that, you know. But yeah, so
Dee, I am
and
so
then
sorry, but I have to pull myself out of the show. I just got a message from my daughter across the hall. She needs me.
yeah, no problem.
But it was so nice meeting you.
No
And
problem.
Thank you,
I'm looking
Rory.
forward to your shows on
No, I'm gonna
SDF,
play.
okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Thank you,
play
everybody.
here. Real quick, so. All right, let me get my picks out.
Thank you, Rory.
All right. Let's get my guitar picks and I'll play some stuff. But yeah, with Breaker, we opened for the band UFO once, which you may not really see as being too famous, but they had Jason Bonham playing drums for them at the time. So
Wow.
I can say that Jason Bonham's been like this far from me walking off the stage before.
Wow.
Yeah, we opened for Ole John Roth, who was the lead guitar player for the Scorpions in the 70s. So, I mean, yeah, famous for like the music fans, definitely. But the thing is, I've given it all up to do all of this. Um, I didn't
That's
really,
amazing.
I didn't really like.
We're running out of time.
Okay.
We didn't get a chance to do the trivia, but we want to give away the CD. So I could ask like one trivia question, and the first person who gets this trivia question right gets your original CD with your original music on it.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
So let me do the trivia question, and then while you play, I will be in the comments and I will see who gets the answer right.
Yeah.
And also the CD that they're gonna win, let me tell you, is How Can You Rock and Roll at a Time Like This, released in 2021. So that's
Mhm.
what they're gonna win. And
Okay.
okay, so the question is, and thank you for sharing everything with me. Like, I love learning about you. I love getting to know you more. We're new friends and we're getting to know each other, and this is amazing. And I love it. I love every second. Um, Here we go. How many? This is children's trivia. Ready? And don't answer it, Dee, because this is for the audience. They want to get that CD. They want your. They want to get you. They want to be the proud owner of your one of your CDs, original music. So it's Here's the question, and I'm getting nervous. The trivia section gets crazy. How many colors are in a rainbow? It's a children's trivia. Okay, now I'm scared, but
Mm.
it's a good
Mhm.
question. I mean, it's legit.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody knows how many colors are in a rainbow. I don't know. That's the question. Whoever gets it right first gets the CD of Aunt Dee's original music. Oh wait, Bridget. Bridget got it. Bridget gets the CD. Yay! Congratulations, Bridget. Yay! And if you wanted Aunt Dee, any of Aunt Dee's CDs, how many CDs do you have?
There's 3 CDs out right now.
3 CDs. Okay. So Bridget won the contest, and anyone else that wants one of your CDs, they can DM you, and I posted the payment of options there.
Cool.
And you have them for sale. But the best way is for them to contact you directly in DM, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, that works. Perfect. Okay, here we go.
All right. So play a little bit here, and I'm also thinking about going live after this. So if you haven't friended me on Facebook, go ahead and do that so you get notified. I'll probably take a little break, have a little bit of fruit, a little bit of something to drink, and I'll come back. I'll play more for you, and you'll actually be able to see the fretboard when I do that. But this is a song that I wrote way back in the mid-90s. I lived in Pittsburgh. I met my friend Steve Dusenberry. We started working on songs together. This is called The Plan. As he wrote the lyrics for this, and I wrote the music. And this plan that belonged to the man. He thought of the day when his children could play and play and pray. But his wife had to the man's locked away. Locked in a room with white rubber walls and walls that no color green. Facing the scene, this man is not, and it's sad because he is my best friend. Now the man locked away, and there he will stay until the day he makes another plan. He's got no heart, he's got no life, he has no mind, he has no time to think of another plan. And he's got no time to think of another. Until the day he makes another plan. Well, he's got no heart and he's got no life. He has no mind and he has no time to think of another plan. And he's got no time of another planet. And he's got no time of another planet. Thank you.
Oh my God, that was amazing. I love it.
Thanks.
You bluesed me, baby. You bluesed me. I love it. Did you write that one?
Yeah, I wrote the music and the vocal melody. A friend of mine wrote all the words and just gave them all to me. We were like 15. Well, I was. He might have been 16.
And wait, was
And
that the banjo too? Was that, or was that
that was 6-string banjo. It's
string banjo? Like you whipped out the banjo like it was nothing. Ain't no thing.
well,
it out.
that's a guitar banjo. I mean, that's not as hard for me to play as regular 5-string banjo is. I mean, not to say that. I mean, I can play it. It's banjo is just yet another instrument I haven't really spent quite as much time on as guitar.
That was amazing. I loved it. I was totally in the vibe. I was in the chill space. I was in the moment. I love it. Like you totally brought me there, and I appreciate it. And I thank you for coming on my show. Your first time on my show. I'm so blessed. I'm blessed to know
No problem.
you. I'm blessed to introduce you to my fans and everyone on Cosmos. I'm blessed to know you, and I'm blessed to hear your music and keep playing. Don't ever stop playing. Don't let any negativity stop you or keep you from doing what you love and what you're passionate about, because you're amazing. And don't let anyone ever tell you like you're not, because you're amazing.
Thanks.
And I thank you so much. And so Bridget, you gotta message Aunt Dee with your address so we can send you that CD that you won. And we're running out of time, but are you going to go live? I think David was asking, where you're going to go live, because everybody wants to know where you're going to go live. They want to follow you after the show.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to yeah, just give me a few minutes to probably have a snack here and get some more coffee on, and I gotta set up OBS. um and because I have it will still be the same old show though. I have not started using the webcam and the mic yet. I takes me a while to get used to new things, folks. So probably the next time you see me, it'll look a little bit better, may even sound a little bit better. I don't know, but people
You're
already say,
amazing. You're already you're already
well,
doing it. You've been done there, been doing that. You're doing it. You're like, don't stop. Like, no one
oh
ever, don't
yeah,
ever stop like what you're doing. You're
yeah, but
amazing.
I have this $25 headset, and everybody asks me why I sound so good. It's a complete fluke that this thing is actually that good. That's the only reason I
Mhm.
sound that good. It's all
That's not the
this.
only,
It's
no, it's not the only
good
reason.
thing.
It's your 30 plus years of being in the music industry that
Well, that's
makes
not what I
you
mean. Well, I
amazing and
mean,
sound good.
well, that's not what I mean. I just mean, you could have the best player on here, um, but I mean, if they're broadcasting through a crap device, or if nobody's showed them how to use their device properly, they're not going to be able to get that all across to you.
Hmm.
So, I mean, luckily, I had a good laptop and a good phone when all this stuff started, and I
Hmm.
still have the laptop and I have the logical upgrade from the phone. So,
Yeah.
I've done okay with that, but I mean, you have
You're
to
a
obviously
professional. You do
you have to
everything.
have both. Yeah, you have to have both. I mean, being able to play, and I mean also whatever you're streaming with, and I hope, if it's not already, I hope like OBS or something. That should be a course you take at community college now. You know, it should
Yeah.
be. They should
Yeah.
be
For
live
sure.
stream live streaming should be a course now that you take at the community college.
I
If it's not
agree. You're right.
if it yeah, if it's not already, boom, go
I
steal
agree.
my idea. I'm not going to do it. Steal my idea. Go do it.
I'm not gonna do it. Steal my idea. I love you. I love you. I know.
Oh,
I have so
thank you
many
very
good
much.
ideas. I'm like, don't steal my idea, but maybe they're horrible ideas. I don't know. But no, your idea is amazing. But but it's fine. Everything's fine. David said it's
Oh,
fine.
it's fine. It's
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 fine.
it's just absolutely, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, even,
I love you.
even Stripes thinks it's fine, right? Yep. You think it's fine? Yep. Yeah, Stripes thinks it's fine. It's just fine. Everything's fine.
All right, where are you going? Where are you going live on your own page, on your music page, or where?
Yeah, I'm gonna go live on my page. So, I mean,
Okay.
if anybody actually wasn't already my friend, just go ahead. It'll be all oh yeah, also, well, soon, the other thing I got for Christmas other than the hardware is I got the software. I just got Restream.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so all this stuff now, eventually, when I figure it all out, it's going to get simulcasted on a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So, yeah,
And follow
so
you on Bandcamp. Already put the Bandcamp on there in the banner.
uh,
Um,
yes,
well,
the
thank
port.
you everybody for watching. Thank you, Aunt Dee. I love getting to know you. I want to get to know you more. I want to have you back on the show. Um, and we have other shows that I know would love to have you. And I'm so honored and blessed to get to know you and introduce you to everyone in the cosmos. This is amazing. And I want to have you back. And everyone, please send if you want to follow Auntie, send her a request or a private message in DM. And if you want her CD, just hit her up. Hit her up.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Love you guys.